Hello and welcome to today's reading. Today we are using Milieu Spring 2023 edition. And as always, all of the books or decks that are used in my readings are linked in the description box. So if you want to check out any of the materials we use today, you can go down there and see that. And we are on page 88. 88 may be a significant number for you. 88 sometimes means that you have put in the hard work and your efforts will be paid off, whatever part of your life this is for. So you may see 88 recurring in your life on clocks, phone numbers, things like that. And this is an affirmation and a confirmation that what you are putting into the world, what you are putting into your life will come back to you. With a focus on the effort that you are putting into something, you will be receiving the rewards for that. Reverend William Phelps, the well-meaning prelate who discovered the Roman ruins in the 19th century, made a bit of a pig's ear of the excavation. It is an extraordinary building to tour and made even better by its having a Roman street food stall that offers innumerable stews in the winter as well as fresh wraps in the summer. The newt itself, so named for the salamanders on the property whose tunneling activities delayed its ultimate renovation, sits contented and secure as if it has grown from the ground near Castle Carey or one of those English market towns that is untroubled by modernity. The property as a whole is a pretty place for sure, but eyebrows were raised when Karen Roos, former editor of Elle Decoration South Africa, and her husband, Koos Becker, chairman of an African technology and TV company, bought the estate in 2013. So what I'm getting is that you may be someone who other people don't expect to have taken the path that you have. So you may be someone who is like a CEO or a well-off business person, and all of a sudden you're interested in spirituality and meditation and being grounded and getting into the nitty-gritty of human experience, whereas before you were more driven business-wise, financially, something like that. That doesn't necessarily need to be your exact story, but this is what other people are seeing. They see you and they've seen the path you've taken and they're really coming up blank. They don't understand the jump between the type of person that you had portrayed to be or that they perceived you to be and the type of person you seem to suddenly have become. You may have had an awakening experience. You may have been secretly interested in this for a long time, but you just haven't really talked about it before. And for whatever reason, now you are. But if you are getting kind of strange looks from people or odd reactions to the things that you have been saying lately, I think that this is why. You may be questioning, is something wrong with me? Did I do something wrong? No, you're just out of the character that people have placed you in, and they're trying to reconcile that with what they know you to be. That is a good reminder that many of the people we know in our day-to-day lives, even not even just in passing, we don't really know all there is to know about them. Each person is an entire universe within themselves, and to know someone on a personal, deep, intimate level, like a partner or a friend or a family member, even then, you still only know a small portion of everything that there is to know about that person. And there is so much to explore and uncover. And that is true for you too. And so the people around you may be kind of surprised when they're suddenly seeing this new side to you. Not only is it a new side, it seems to have suddenly shown up, but at the same time, it feels like it's always been there and it has always been a part of your understanding and the way you move through the world and interact with people and the world itself. So because of that, the people around you are also really confused by how deep how deeply ingrained this feels to be for you, and how they have never seen it before, how they've never recognized it before. And maybe there are a few people who have in your life, but for the most part, the people around you are having a reaction to this sudden new revelation, but also to how they missed it all of these years. This does feel like someone who was once in the mainstream or is still in the mainstream, but actually does have this very alternative edge to them. Someone who really is motivated by creating a world that is unique to each individual living in it. And maybe for a while that looked like the mainstream for you, but your focus is starting to shift. Maybe you're someone who wants to go off grid. Maybe you're someone who suddenly is talking about all of these meditation retreats or plant medicines or spirituality and concepts that are a little bit more esoteric than most people have on a day-to-day conversation. Or maybe it's a religion, something like that. But it seems that now is a time for you to start showing that part of you to the world, and it seems that you already are. But instead of questioning it, realize that this is a natural response for people who haven't seen this part of you before. They didn't know it was there, and so they are going to act shocked about it. I don't think you have anything to worry about. I think that the people around you will probably be just fine with it. Maybe some of them won't, but I really don't feel any particular emotional upheaval around this. Just know that because you are expressing something different than what people were expecting before, they are going to have a reaction, and that's just the way it is. That doesn't mean, you don't need to necessarily make that mean that there's something wrong with you. It's just different than what they perceived before. It's kind of like if you walk into your bedroom that you have lived in for, 10 years, and one day you walk in and suddenly the walls are bright green and they were white before. You're kind of like, what is this? Why are the walls green? Were they always green? They definitely weren't, right? I'm not going nuts, right? So this is the kind of reaction that people are having. It seems that you must have had a niggling feeling of doubt or some amount of anxiety about the people's reaction to you. And I think that this really is just saying, it's okay, you're fine, keep going, what you're doing is great. And not only is what you're doing great for you, it's actually good for these people who are kind of getting blindsided by this new part of your personality, because they may have been stuck in that 9-to-5 kind of mentality, the very mainstream, the whatever it is you were enmeshed into with them. And seeing you having a different perspective all of a sudden, supposedly, is going to allow them the space to question their own stuckness and attachment to that same way of existing. And so they may realize that actually they're a little bit less mainstream than they thought too. And I keep using this example of mainstream because it's just the most prominent one in my mind. Obviously, you can apply this to whatever your situation is. Replace mainstream with any life ideology that applied to you. As far as the people involved, it does feel like coworkers and friends. It's not necessarily very close people to you. It could be distant relations as well. I feel like the people who are closest to you, if you really have people who are very close to you, they already saw this part of you. It's just that you are showing it more to the outer circles of your life. I hope that this resonated. I hope it helped. Let me know in the comments if you want to share. I'd love to hear your experience. Like this video if you liked it. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't already and hit the notification bell and select all notifications so that you actually get updated anytime I upload a new video. Until next time, bye.